Hello, hello, hello. Hey everyone, how's it going this week? This is Jennifer Scott and I'm here with Create It, a weekly show designed to help you master your mindset, use strategic action so you can manifest your desires, right? How cool is that? We live in such an amazing time right now where we can talk about this stuff, we can see it live, we can get free training, we can just have access to so many awesome resources out there to really help us create and design the life that we want. And today we're going to talk about what to do when you're in a funk. What to do when you don't feel like you are creating what you want, when you don't feel like you're manifesting what you desire, and when you don't feel like you're really in alignment or in sync with bringing the thing that you most want into your life. And you know, one thing that I've noticed with working with a lot of different people, a lot of different clients, is everybody has one big thing that they want to make happen in their life, that they want to create for themselves. Some people it's finances, money, some people it's health, some people it's success in their business, and for other people it can be relationships. Whatever it is for you, the thing that you need to know and do the most is feel aligned and be in sync with what you want to attract. And if you're spending a lot of time feeling like shit, feeling yucky, feeling not so great, feeling like you're spending all the time focused on what's not working, how much you don't have what you want, we can get really down. We can get really down in the dumps and we can get deflated and lost and discouraged and annoyed. And that in and of itself is a momentum that's building, a momentum that's shifting. And here I have like the sun going down. Today I'm doing my Facebook Live in my car. Why? Because I can. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. It ties into today's episode. So when we're feeling like we are in a funk, when we are feeling like whatever it is that you want to have happen is not happening, we need to focus on getting ourselves out of that. I mean, when you really truly understand and just accept that the world is what you think it is, right? So your experience is connected to what you are thinking the majority of the time, that is ultimate manifesting. Then you start to realize that, okay, I need to take this idea of my thoughts and my thinking and how I'm feeling a little bit more seriously and get really focused. Okay. So tonight's episode is what to do when you are in a funk, when you are feeling out of alignment. And I got 3 great tips for you. 3 ways that you can do this. There's a lot of different ways that you can, get yourself out of a funk. And I actually call that a creator's tool bag. And I'm coming out with an updated opt-in for all of you. So keep your eye out for that. It's like how to create your little tool bag, your creator's tool bag, your manifestor's tool bag. That is like your go-to hacks and tricks and like feel good stuff that gets you out of funk. So, but I'm going to give you 3 ways just for some of you who maybe are just still building your creator's tool bag. So the first way is pay attention to what's already working in your life. Pay attention to what's already working in your life. So get off of your, creation goal. Get off of your manifesting goal of what it is that you really, really, really want that you don't have. Get away from that. Stop thinking about that and think about what's already working in your life. That's number 1 tool. So, grab yourself a glass of wine. I like to have a glass of wine. Grab yourself a glass of wine. Sit back, get your journal. I mean, I just like to sit and think and just sip my glass of wine and just think about it. As I think about all the great things that I already have in my life. And the more I do this, the more that I start to realize the abundance that's in my life because I'm thinking of it, right? It starts to change the momentum of how I'm feeling. It starts to change the alignment of how I'm feeling. I start to feel excited. I start to feel a little bit more hopeful. And I start to realize that I have a lot of great stuff and I am capable of receiving and experiencing wonderful things. So and when you're doing this, you're not looking, like if you're in a funk and you feel awful, right? You feel like discouraged, upset, annoyed, whatever, that it's not working for you. Your goal isn't to go from like 0 to 10. Your goal is to go from like 0 to 3, right? Then maybe the next day you'll go 3 to 6, then 6 to 9. Like it's not a 0 to 10. So if you are feeling really discouraged, sitting down and paying attention and making a list, gratitude list, for sure this is an expression of gratitude. Sitting down and thinking about what you already have in your life, what you've already manifested, what you've already created, can help you get out of that funk and get to a place of hope. Like maybe I can do this. Maybe I am able of, experiencing my dreams and desires, and it is going to come. It is going to show up. So you go from a 0 to a 3, right? With hope. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe you'll go all the way to a 7 because you'll be like, holy, yeah, I have a lot of stuff. So an example for me is back when I was like very first early on building my business is I was feeling so discouraged. I was feeling so annoyed that, I didn't have the number of clients I wanted at the time or whatever it was. And I was driving in my car. This is part of why I did this tonight. I was driving in my car and then I all of a sudden realized that I had the freedom to do what I wanted to do that day, to go and get my nails done or my hair done or work on my business. Like there was a moment of freedom that I hadn't had in my life before, and I created that. I mean, since then my life gets busier, your life changes. I mean, things ebb and flow different ways, but that is something that I noticed in my life that I had created. And it inspired me, and it helped me see that, it's not about the end. It's not about the final product. It is the journey along the way, as the experience of creating it as you go. Okay? So that's tip 1. Pay attention to what you already have. Look at what you've already created, and really just put a voice to the magic that's in your life. It's there. Okay. Step 2, how to get out of a funk, is find a manifesting buddy. A good, amazing friend of mine, and her and I did this weekend. She was kind of in a funk, not feeling very, couldn't find her joy, couldn't find her enthusiasm, couldn't find her inspiration. And so I said, hey, how about we be like joy buddies? Find the joy this weekend. And so she's like, yeah, absolutely. So what we did was we texted each other a few times during the day when we were experiencing something that felt joyful. And I mean, mine was my yoga class. Hers was getting her nails done. Another one was finding a moment of inspiration, having a great conversation with our partner. So it's not that it was like, I won the lottery joy. It was the little moments of joy that we're experiencing throughout our day. Because as you know, once you get on a thought track of how much things aren't working, we tend to really blow that up a bit, and that's all we focus on. And it's just not true. There's a ton of other stuff that's working. There's a ton of other stuff in your life that's going awesome. So when you're in a funk, step 2, find a manifesting buddy, find a joy partner, find somebody who you can be like, hey, for the next 48 hours, let's text each other great things that are happening to us throughout our day, and put some boundaries around it or some rules, right? You have to come up with 5, or, you have to, before you go to bed, you have to try to make 6. I mean, whatever you want to do so that you kind of keep it in your mind. And you'll see that when you see her or his joy come through and his joy evidence, then you're like, oh my gosh. And you share that joy with them. And then you're like, I want to give my joy evidence now. So step 2 or second way is find a manifesting partner, find a joy buddy, find somebody who's like a vibration partner that can help share that with you and really tag team the great things in your life so that you can notice them. Okay? That's another great way. And plus, when you have a partner, it gets you out of your own head, which is super helpful too. Excuse me. Okay, and my third go-to is, now this could be unique for everyone, right? This is the part where you're going to have to put like your own special sauce to it here, or your style. But what is your source of inspiration? What do you love to do? And yes, I know sometimes we're like, get irritated, like, I'm tired of trying to find something I love to do. But it's not that you have to go do something. It's not that you have to go on a trip, or you have to go on a shopping spree, or you have to do all of this stuff. It can be a song. It can be music. It can be journaling. It can be having coffee with a friend. It can be getting really silly with your kids. But the third way is to find something that you're physically doing that helps you. Because when we move our body, when we like burn some like energy out, that funky energy out, it helps. It definitely helps clear the space more. So exercise, yoga, playing with your kids, going for a run, dancing, moving around, doing like a vision board, something creative, but where you're really, you're not just sitting there. You're kind of like cutting and pasting and looking and finding, and you got some great music in the background. So the third way to get out of a funk is move. Like move, do something that you like. The other day, it was really spontaneous. My kids, they're 11 and 6. They put on some music, and like they were playing with their crafts or whatever. We were all around, and all of a sudden, like it was like it just happened from within. They just started to move and like dance, and they stood up and they started to like sing their song and like do whatever. They did their thing, right? They were in their joy. And then I felt it too, and I like started moving around, and like we were dancing, and it was just one song, it was just a couple moments, but wow, did it feel good. And it's those things that are going to help you get out of a funk, get into your truth, which is feeling good, which is alignment, which is wellness. We are actually out of alignment when we feel like crap or in a funk. So I encourage you to do this. It is so true. The more you can do it, the more you can have fun with it, and just really observe the world around you, that what you think is what you see. And when you really focus on what's not working, you see a lot of it. And when you start to really focus and make it a priority to focus on what is working, you start to see more and more and more of it. So I hope that you found this helpful. I'd love to hear from you. Comment, come visit me on my website. And yeah, if you have any questions or there's anything else you'd like to see in the future on this Create It show, which happens on Mondays, I'd love to answer any of your questions or help you out. So that's all for now, and I will catch you next week. Have a great night. Bye.